Hey, welcome back, you guys. It's Callis, author and speaker. We are back for our Mind Your Money series here in our Pearls and Purpose group here on Facebook. Thank you guys for following along. The last couple of weeks, we've been doing this every Monday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time here in the community, teaching you some ways how to really get a handle on your finances, especially if you're considering entrepreneurship or you've had a big shift at home where you've lost your job. And sometimes that's the best time when we can really begin to take a view at our finances and learn new ways how to do things differently, how to become a better steward. So tonight he's going to talking about all those bargains. Sometimes it can seem like such a huge bargain at the time. However, it can really be a waste of funds. So if you guys are catching me live, tell me you're here, say here. If you're catching this on the replay, just put replay in there. And we're going to go across a couple of key areas. I got my notes tonight so I can stay on track on when it comes to identifying whether that bargain is really a waste of time. So last week we really talked about, hey Lander, thanks for jumping in, love. We talked about variable expenses, knowing exactly where our money is and what we're doing with it. Are we setting ourselves up for future goals? So I'm going to kind of talk about in the area when it comes to those variable expenses and how to reduce them. Because a lot of times we have money going out the door and we really don't know why and where it is going, why we even done it. Because sometimes we've committed to things when we were at a very specific time in our life, and those things are no longer an interest of to us, but we're still paying for it. So we're going to talk about that tonight, you guys, and how to reduce some of those things. Let's talk about the biggie in the room. I know I shared with you guys about our food and how much money we're actually eating up. Believe it or not, the average family of four is spending about $7,500 a month. That's $625 if you want to break that down on a monthly basis. And that doesn't even include their personal items, their paper towels, washing powder, feminine products. None of that is included. This is just strictly on food at the grocery store, not at a restaurant. So keep that in mind. That's the first area we're going to always look at. And here's one quick tip when it comes to our food. Never go to the grocery store hungry. You will find yourself picking up things and sort of just binging out at things in the aisle, whether you go overboard on your produce or you go overboard on box items, or you think you need more paper towel, you need more tissue, all these other things. Before you know it, your basket is overflowing. So just keep that in mind, because that tends to be the biggest area that we spend a lot of our variable funds or our discretionary income. Even though we have a set amount set for those groceries, we still find ourselves spending over and above. So let's talk about some areas that we might be still spending money in. And I'm going to talk about this because it's very common at the time of recording of this video, you guys. So if you're catching this later in time, this thing might shift. Let's talk about online dating. There was a time online dating didn't exist. There was a time that you were single or you were dating or in the area of dating, and you decided to sign up to one of the subscription services. Well, guess what? You got a boo now, but that money's still coming out each and every time. Or you decided to use one of the free platforms and you still have that profile and that setting on that online dating. Life has changed. You're either in a relationship or if you decided to, put that to the side for now. Ain't no need for them to collect your coins in the process. So that's one of those bargain items. Again, remember, sometimes bargain items show up at a specific time in our life when there was an interest at some point. One of the easiest ways to reducing our variable expenses is almost like to treat it as a game. Which way and what can I cut next? It's not to say that you're going to get rid of a thing, but it might be another more economical option for you. Where that is huge is in the area, let's say home. And I'm going to give you an example of that. So with our homeowners insurance policy, we were with a particular provider. I was always putting notification when the free is over. That is like one of the easiest way, Miss Lander, because sometimes something catches our interest and we say, oh, I'm going to join in. And guess what? A lot of people forget about that. And before you know it, 6 months has went by. They done collected $20 a month. It might seem like a small number, but I know a lot of our individuals watching this now are looking for ways on how they can reduce costs in their budget and on that discretionary line. So look at those areas that you may have signed up for something free. You missed the free cutoff time, but you're still being deducted from your savings account. When it comes to your homeowners insurance policies, if you have not looked at homeowners insurance policy in a couple of years, I need you guys to go and look at that. I was with one insurance provider, well-known provider. I was with them for about 3 years. And I'm like, you know what? Let me just shop. Let me shop and see. You guys, do you know I took off $1,800 off my annual homeowners and policy? And if you know anything about escrow, let's escrow that out each month on my mortgage. That was $100 and something bucks a month that I was paying for an insurance policy. So sometimes you need to review that. And sometimes we get caught up in escrow that we don't even think about ways that we can reduce that mortgage. Remember, I shared with you guys last week, the first thing I'm trying to get rid of is this mortgage. Yes, I have student loans, but the biggest ticket I have is my mortgage. So I started looking at ways and how can I cut that? Got rid of that high insurance. I'm almost at my 20% equity in my home. So that's the next one. Based on my payment schedule and what I allotted, I'll hit that mark July of next year. So there goes another $225 that I'm shaving off. So the first thing I want you to look for is ways that you can shave off things right there at home. Lander said earlier, HBO is good for that. Yeah, HBO always, you recognize, they always running a promo. Oh, get 3 months of HBO and whatever else that they have going on, or some other sports package and things like that. You're running for 3 months, you're going to forget. And by the time you're looking at your cable bill, if you still have cable, right? You're looking at them added that $12.99 or whatever they're charging. I don't know. I don't have HBO. But it's those small things that we can look at right there at home that we can possibly shave some things off. Again, treat it like a game. If I have not looked at the costs associated with it in a long time, now's the time. I'm looking for ways to cut everything, and I'm going to start right there at home. Got rid of my lawn care professional, went with a different lawn care professional. They did a better job, and guess what? Shaved me $10 a yard cut each time, each month. That adds up $20 a month times 12. That's $240. I can use that $240 to pay down that mortgage. Hey, Tika, thanks for jumping in, love. We're talking about how we can reduce some of those discretionary costs in our budget, some of those variable expenses. And a lot of times something seems like a bargain at first, but by the time you look around, time has went back and it was a waste of your money. So we're talking about some areas that we can really start to refine some of those expenses. Now let's talk about that phone bill. How many of you guys still have a home phone? Let me know. Because I was shocked at the amount of people that still actually had a home phone service. They had no elderly individuals at home. They had no young children at home, but they still had a home phone service. If you have a cell phone service and you have no one at home when you're not at home, there's no need for you having a home phone service. I'm not talking about a dedicated business line. I'm talking about just a home service. Got to find ways. Absolutely, we got to find ways to be more financially savvy, especially in this time, especially when people are facing job losses or they're on the edge. They don't really know which way they're going. This is the time that people start to really look at each line in their budget. If they've never looked at it before, this is when you find them doing that. Just got rid of it 8 months ago. Lander, I'm glad you got rid of it. Because ain't nobody calling that number but telemarketers. So good, you got it. Phone service still. When the last time you shopped your cell phone service provider? I was with one cell phone provider, you guys, for 10 years. I called to get a reduction in my bill because I'm about to switch, right? They didn't want to give it to me. I said, bye. I'm not committed to no cell phone service. They all gonna give me the same service. They all gonna have the same phone number because my number just transferred. I've had the same number for 15 years, but I was with one company for 10 years. Hey, Joanna, thanks for jumping in. So guess what? Shocked that. I was paying with the company that I was with for 10 years. We had 4 devices, and we were paying $300 a month, $325 sometimes. And I'm like, why is my bill going up? Up and down, up and down, up and down. Not really for sure. However, I said, okay, it's time to shop. Didn't realize the company, they didn't even look at ways to keep us. Didn't realize the company even had a veterans service plan. They didn't even offer that. My husband is a veteran, you guys. We walked away. We went to one of the competitors. They was willing to give us that veterans, since we had 5 devices. We went from 4 to 5, you guys, for $120. 5 devices, and we were paying $300 for 4. Go through every line being charged on your landline and on your side, especially paying for insurance. We was talking about insurance earlier. I saved $1,800 annually on my homeowner's insurance because I had not shopped it in 3 years. So those are some things we're going to start at home. We talked about some costs that might be associated with things that is for the maintenance of my home. We switched landscape providers to shave that. I don't care. I'm not giving away any additional dollars, especially during these times, right? Phone service, if you got a landline, get rid of it. If you do not have, if you don't have any children or seniors at home, it's just sitting there while you're gone. Veterans, seniors, and alumni credits, and some employee. Awesome. That's where I was going next, Itika. A lot of times, if you guys work for large corporations, they have discounts for their employees. When the last time you looked at your employee handbook? You can find car insurance. You can have your cell phone providers. You can find discounts. We were talking about eating out. It was so many different benefits that was associated. Things if you're looking for a new car, whatever. It was so many discounts with the last corporate entity that I was with. Next thing, if you're part of a union. What about for my sisters that's 50 plus? When the last time you looked at your AARP benefits? If you have not signed up for AARP, that might be something that you look at because they got a bundle of discounts just for our everyday spending, you guys. Car insurance, home insurance, cell phones, you name it, they got it, you guys. Next thing we want to look at is that entertainment bill. How many of you guys pre-COVID had your subscriptions? I'm talking about like your Hulu, your Netflix, your cable, your local cable. If you had all of those, you had all those premium channels, all the things. I had a friend tell me their cable bill was almost $300. Y'all, I don't watch $3,600 worth of TV a year. $300. That's a lot of money. I was a Netflix fan pre-COVID. So guess what happened when COVID hit? I was even larger fan at that point because everything, I was just binging out on things, you guys. And that cost me what, $12 a month? Because I got multiple devices on there. Nah, we need to relook and re-examine where we're spending our entertainment dollars. Do you really need Hulu and Netflix? Do you really need your cable company, Hulu, Netflix, and all the premium channels? We need to look and see. And guess what? Itika mentioned it earlier. Your cable bill is one of the bills that you will find a lot of hidden charges. And sometimes they stick you on them premiums, just like Lander mentioned earlier. She signed up for HBO. If you don't remember, they'll have you on HBO, Spark, all these other things because they move you from one to the next to the next. And if you don't remember to cancel at that date, that cable bill can blossom over time really, really quickly. So I want y'all to look at that, especially when it comes to TV, because we're spending way too much money on TV, especially when we have, who's crying there? When we have YouTube, Apple TV, we got all these different things. But I want you to look at it and look at really which ones that you can get rid of. Get rid of it because we don't need to be spending all these things that we thought was a bargain at one time. But when we look at it, it's gone. Now, you guys, I just made a big check because I'm looking at these subscriptions and things that I have on here. I am a stickler for YouTube Premium. And the reason being, I watch a lot of things on YouTube. And, the modems, we ain't even going to talk about that, Itika. YouTube, I just canceled my YouTube Premium. That was $15.99 a month. Yes, they will they will bundle you all the way out. Bundle you all the way out. And Johanna, they love to get our senior citizens. They love to get our senior citizens, boy. They will bundle out some senior citizens before you know it. And they don't really know what happened next. Speaking of home, y'all. Speaking of home. But yeah, I let YouTube go. November 3rd is going to be my last time YouTube. Because I'm too busy right now to be watching. And I don't really like all them commercials. That's why I have my YouTube Premium. But guess what? When I'm ready and I need to watch, I'm going to be watching some commercials. I'm just going to have to sit through that 30-second commercial. It's all good. It said, bundle you out. We were talking about the seniors, citizens. I lost my train of thought on there, you guys. But they get our parents every single time. Let's talk about another membership bonus. Let me know if you guys have a Costco or Sam's. And nothing to knock my Costco and Sam's. This is not a sponsored video by Costco or Sam's, Netflix, Hulu, anything. All of this is just based on my own opinion, you guys. We've got to check on our parents. They pay for stuff that they should not. You're absolutely right. They will stick our senior citizens into some things. I just remember what I thought about. So we live in the state of Texas, and Texas is deregulated. I know there's other states in the U.S. that's deregulated on electricity. So I don't have to be committed to any one electricity company any longer. But the electricity bill, you guys, we talk about hidden charges. I just like Lander. I have it on my calendar when my 24 months is up. Because when 24 months come up, I need to shop. Because it is not unlikely for you to go from a low rate, and before you know it, the next utility bill you got, your bill went up $150. Why? Because your monthly plan, your biannual plan or annual plan that you were on so many cents per kilowatt usage is gone. Itika says she has a Sam's. Anybody else got a Costco? Let's talk about Costco and Sam's or any type of bulk membership. How many times, I'm curious, how many times do you actually go and use that membership? I can tell you how many times I use mine. Twice a year. Twice a year, you guys. I think I'm not even going to resubscribe next year. I don't go enough. And I don't buy in bulk. We no longer have 6 people living in the home. We're down to 4. We have drastically reduced the amount of items that we use. And that's just something I can just get from a regular big box. I was not seeing the added value in that membership. So I'm curious. I know some people that really, truly believe in buying bulk. And they like to use their memberships, or that's all they have in their proximity to use. They don't necessarily have your Walmarts and your Target and things like that. So they'll go to one of those big memberships. I want y'all to look at that. I'm the type of girl, I like to look at how much I'm paying for pound. I like to see how much I'm paying for package. Okay, so you use yours once a month. And that membership is what, about $30 a year? So you're probably getting your savings. I'm not getting enough of savings, even at 2. I find that I'm always buying way too much of something and I have it forever and ever. Oh, I'm having to give it away. So I wasn't finding the benefit in that membership. But if you're using it once a month, like Atika has, and it might be best for you, especially based on the items that you actually purchase from that area. Our car, you guys, our car. Let's talk about our car and the stuff that we have and what we get. The car. Let's start with the car insurance. Okay, car insurance is the first place that you need to stop on the car insurance. The next thing, I need you to look at how much you're paying for that car wash membership. You guys, I was going ridiculous on my car wash membership. Sam's have a certain, and I get them once a month, and I get 5 cents discount. Oh, okay. You know what? I didn't even know that about the gas. It's about it's $100 a year for Sam's. I'm definitely not renewing. And now that you told me that, I'm definitely. You see how we get things and we get caught up in certain bargains and we don't even know the benefits for using it? I'm going to drop and they didn't have. Girl, we still having toilet issues at this time of day. I thought everybody was back to regular toilet tissue. Now, the one thing I'm still struggling is wipes. I can't find my Clorox wipes. But the toilet tissue, we have an abundance here in that area. Yeah, and if Sam's ain't covering that toilet tissue or they come up short on that water, I'm dumping that membership, you guys. I'm dumping that membership. But when we come into that car, let's look at the insurance. Let's look at some of the the expenses that we have set aside on our memberships that we have tied to it, whether it's that car wash membership. I don't know. What are some other things that you guys are doing when it comes to your car? But one thing I want you to know, some of you business owners ain't getting your mileage. Last time I was there, $98 grocery. Oh, now, Miss Lander, that's a win. That's a win. That's a win. You know, that is a win, really. With the car, Itika can tell you, you guys, she is a professional bookkeeper. Some of y'all are sleeping on that IRS mileage. That I can tell y'all for our business, because we do so much driving, that we use up that mileage. That is mandatory. And I don't know what it is now. How much is the IRS giving on mileage? 55 cents, 57 cents a mile, something like that. We're going to reduce it. We're going to get Uncle Sam to give us back our perks at the end, especially if that insurance is too high or you're spending way too many other things when it comes to your car. So I want you to consider that. Get my mileage every year. If you ain't writing and taking a tally of what you're doing on mileage, you are sleeping on that tax incentive as a business owner, you guys. Remember I mentioned you guys on the job, and yeah, you sleeping big time. I'm not sleeping on that cash. I need my rebate. I need my rebate, y'all, especially with that car. That car note too high, first of all, that I need my rebate. Yeah, it's more than 50 cents. I knew it was more than 50 cents. I just don't know. It might be at 55 cents. It's something. It's over a little bit over 50 cents now. On the job, if you guys have not checked your last employee handbook to see what type of benefits that you might be able to get, reach out to your HR. See if they can send you that employee handbook or point you in the direction, because most of y'all have a portal anyways. Go and see where your benefits lie. Now I will say, before we switched cell phone providers, we were using our corporate benefit for our phone, and it was still $300 something. So now we use those veterans benefits, and we get our discount that way. So, ooh, here's a big one, y'all. Here's a big one. How many of y'all got a gym membership? Say me. Gym membership. Say me. Me. Early part of this year, you guys, I had hired a personal trainer. So I had me a personal trainer on top of my gym membership, you guys, because I only went with her twice a week, but I still have my gym membership. And for those of you guys that have a gym membership, are you actually using your gym membership? Gym memberships, I'm not going to knock gym memberships. They're great if you're going to use them. And they're even better on the bottom dollar if the membership cost is low. Right now we have gyms. I mean, they dying to stay open, especially after this COVID. A lot of them are $10 a month. Put a freeze as allowed. Okay, put on a freeze as allowed. Now, I do know our gym membership with YMCA went on freeze during pandemic. No gym membership for Intika. My husband still holds the gym membership, but for myself, I no longer hold a gym membership, and I no longer have my fitness coach either. No gym. I was not using it. Dropped it. It is one of the most hidden costs for gym membership. When we had all our children and ourselves on the YMCA, it was $108 a month. Y'all, that's $1,200 a year. And I swear we only went twice. We went twice. That's a lot of money. And we weren't given no more of those dollars that way. So that's one of those places I want you to look at is gym memberships. How many of you guys, here's one thing I tried out. We got one more I'm going to talk about. Anything subscription. Anything, Itika, anything that we have on subscription, we need to do a fine-tooth comb on that bad boy. Now I can get it for free through my insurance. Oh, awesome. Awesome. If you can get it for free, take it. You know, just go. Just go. Now I just use nature, you guys. Long as I can find a lake, long as I can find a tree, If it's open and I feel comfortable and safe walking in that area, I'm gonna go right there with my God-given legs and go and enjoy Mother Nature, you guys. So I'm not paying for any gym membership. My husband still has it. He does a lot of strength training, so that works. That works for him. Here is there was one last thing. Let me see what I wanted to talk to you guys about. There was one last thing and I forgot what it was. Oh, I remember. Your diet. I'm going right back to food. Remember, we started with food. I'm going back to your diet. The reason why I'm bringing that up. Do you guys find it more costly to eat more healthier foods or less costly? Walking is the best overall with less risk of injury. Absolutely. And I love it. I feel great. I've lost about 12 pounds thus far. And so it's been working well for me, and I didn't have to pay anything for it. So let me know when it comes to your diet. Here's one thing I remembered. I did a fast last year, and I did a fast where it was just fruits and vegetables and things like that. Now, because those items are perishable, I found myself buying them more. And so when I looked at going on that fast, it cost me a lot more. Now I've gotten better at being able to define what I want, especially when I'm looking for much more healthier options. I try and stay away from packaged foods. I like to cook more. I know some of y'all don't caught my pick on my food, my diet food, and sometimes we get confused or we get bored with eating the same thing, so we'll go out and try something new, right? We go do this whole meal plan. Bought all the stuff. A lot of that stuff is perishable. So if we don't cook it, it's a waste of money. But what I find is when you do meal plan, you guys, you save money. You cheat on your, yeah, girl, don't we all? I cheat on my diet also. But when it comes to eating healthy, it can be costly at first until you get into the rhythm of a thing. And the way I was able to get into that rhythm was through Pinterest. Girl, my husband was sending me all kind of stuff. Babe, why don't you try this? Why don't you try that? Why don't you try this? And I was finding it was so much cheaper for the family for me to cook these new items. And plus, it gave me a much more structured grocery list. We were eating much healthier. But in the beginning, I didn't have a plan for what I was going to eat, what I was going to cook. So I'm just buying stuff. Buying too much produce, buying too much fruit, things just falling apart and things like that. Y'all know now I ain't letting nothing go to waste. When it comes to my fruits and vegetables, I will blend that thing up in a smoothie. I'm going to juice that bad boy, or I'm going to freeze it if it works well being frozen. Some things just doesn't do well frozen. So just keep that in mind when it comes to your diet. If you're looking at working on a new plan, try and go with a system, because you can find different things that you're going to use the same thing in multiple different meals. You're just going to cook it differently, fresh and frozen. Yeah. So that's been the best way to preserve my fruits and vegetables. I'm either going to blend it up, I'm going to juice it, or I'm going to freeze it. So just keep that in mind, you guys. Today we talked about a lot of those items that we find as bargains in the beginning, but they really can creep up and be a waste of your money. Remember, we're in the Mind Your Money series, you guys, and it's all about maximizing our dollars, because I know most of you are looking to transition, whether you're looking to transition into entrepreneurship, whether you're looking to transition and going back to schools, but you need to get a hold on the whole management and being a better steward of your funds. I buy frozen fruit smoothie. Those work so good because you don't have to put ice in your smoothies, Lander, and it doesn't water it down. So I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's video. Thanks for sticking around and engaging. You know, I love it when you guys engage, ask questions, and put your feedback. Let me know what your number one takeaway is. And always remember, you can invite individuals to grab this information, connect with us, network with us here in the Pearls and Purpose group. Just invite them and see if they want to join, you guys. I'll be back here next Monday, 8 p.m. or 8:15-ish, somewhere in that time, to go live with another Mind Your Money, you guys. So thanks again for joining me, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye now.